How to take control of your relationship. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So, I got a question from somebody 2 days ago, and he says, during the pandemic, his relationship is pretty much went down to like the Titanic, baby. He said he pretty much thinks it's about over. And so he said, is there any hope of kind of rebranding or rescuing his relationship with this girl that he's been with for, I think, like 5 years? So, there's hope. Now, sometimes there's some relationships there's no hope because it's too much damage that's already been done. But I've rescued my relationships like 2-3 times. I'm talking like one minute everything is all good. We're having sex, we're having fun, we're traveling, we are doing things together, and the next minute it's chaos. That's happened to me 3 times in my life. And I recovered 2 out of 3. I recovered. The one time it was just too far gone. Just too much out of my control. It's too much people involved, and so that happens. But the important thing is to keep things in perspective. It's just you and her. Stop letting these other people get involved. Her friends, your family, you and her. And P.S. by the way, click and like this video and share this video. And if you like this video, you probably want to go check out my book, Boss Life Secrets, on Amazon.com. So, the thing you have to think about is what you did to attract this woman is the same thing you have to do to keep her, and some. Yeah. See, what happens to a lot of guys is once they start seeing her more often, like living with her like you are, a lot of guys get complacent. And the things that they used to do, they're not doing no more. So, yeah, the woman might say, hey, let's go shopping. She's like, oh, okay. And you never went shopping with her in the beginning, but you're doing it because you think it's okay. Happy wife, happy life, right? No, that doesn't work, It might sound good for, big business on the surface. Might sound good, but it doesn't work. She might say, hey, let's go get some ice cream. Oh, okay. But you never went with her to get ice cream in the beginning. Everything she says, you're doing, but you didn't do in the beginning. That's the problem. You're not doing anything you used to do in the beginning. You completely let all that go. And that's why the relationship is going down the tube. Because you changed, you got new habits. You've taken on new habits that's not serving you or the relationship. That's the biggest problem you have to take care of when that happens. And not only do you take on these new habits that's not serving you or the relationship, it's not even in your best interest to do it. You know, this is what a lot of guys do. A lot of guys put the woman on a pedestal, and now all of a sudden, you're a fan now. She's disrespecting you. This happens all the time. This is happening to somebody right now. He's trying to figure out what's going on with her. It's just what it is, man. You were the prize in the beginning. That's why she was probably chasing after you. That's why she decided to stick around for 5 years. But now, she's the prize now. And you see where that got you. You know, this stuff happens. You know, so there's an old saying that goes, if you change your habits, you change your life. And it's true. You know, so you have to do what works, practically speaking. Don't do what the woman says. Because most women don't know what they want anyway. They think they know what they want until they get into it. And then they be like, you know what? This ain't what I thought it was. You know, I thought it would be something else. As the old saying goes, you can't miss what you never had. So, in order to know what you like, you have to experience it first. You can't listen to whatever other people say all the time. They might like it, you might not. Everyone has a different experience. Everyone sees the world or experiences the world very differently. So just because someone else made the same move you made, but maybe they were successful at it, that doesn't mean you're going to be successful at it. Because in America, people have a bad habit of doing this. They'll say, if you tell somebody, say, hey, I'm thinking about moving to New York. And they'll say, yeah, I got a friend that moved to New York, and she's doing well. And she has a pretty good paying job, and she lives by herself, and they'll ramble on and on and on, right? And as soon as you move to New York, and things don't go well for you, after about a year, you call them and tell them, hey man, this is probably the worst move I ever made in my life. I shouldn't have came up here. I'm barely scraping by. I got 3 roommates because I can't afford to pay rent by myself. You tell that same person that, they'll be like, well, I don't know. You know, everybody else I know, including my best friend I told you about a year ago, she ain't got no problems. I don't know what's going on with you. It's like that type of deal. You know, people have a bad habit of doing that. They'll try to justify why it wasn't a bad mood. They'll just try to make it seem like something wrong with you. Like, you know, it's not like that all the time. See, everyone has a different experience. You're unique. Everyone's unique. No one's the same person. So just because you do one thing, that doesn't guarantee that someone else is going to have the same result. It doesn't work. Life doesn't work that way. You know? I'm not saying that you shouldn't take chances. You should be smart about it. But don't fall for that. You know what I mean? So, you know, you have to do what works for you. And in order to find out what works for you, you have to try certain things. You have to test certain things. You know, you have to experience certain things. You can't read a book and be like, oh, it sounds like a good idea, and then just run with it. No, I tell everybody that read my stuff, that listen to my stuff, hey, go out and test it out and see if it works. You know, there's a good chance it's going to work. If it doesn't work, it's going to come down to you. You're a common denominator. That's probably why it doesn't work. Either you're not the right type. If it doesn't work, 9 times out of 10, you're not the type of guy yet. You're not isolating on that on a higher level or higher frequency yet. That's probably why the advice that you wrote, that I wrote, that you read, or maybe you watch a video. That's the only reason why it won't work. Because the stuff I talk about is scientifically proven to work. No holds barred. You know? So, first thing I would say is change your habits. And the last thing I would say is you have to become more of who you already are. Which means you have to empower yourself. You have to believe in yourself when no one else does in many cases. Because most people are negative. So you're not going to be able to get gratification from other people most of the time. A lot of times you're going to have to lean on faith. And you have to go as though, as they say. So you have to build a solid foundation, mentally speaking, you know, and you have to always keep moving forward, always keep growing, always keep getting better. You know, every 10 years, you should be drastically better than you was 10 years ago. So if you're 30 and you're the same as you was at 20, you're failing. If you're 40 and you're the same as you was 30, you're failing. You're failing. You're a failure. You need to change that. You know, you can't, especially in this day and time, you can't expect to stay the same in this day and time and prosper. Not in this world. Not the way things is going today. This is why a lot of people got caught off guard with this pandemic, because they had their little cushy job, one income, and they thought, that's cool. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm living my best life. Yeah, you don't got that income no more. You don't got that job no more. They're not paying that much money out no more. They want you to take a pay cut and cut your days. You ain't that cushy now. You gotta plan in advance for times like this. You can't wait until things happen before you get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. This is why you have to have more than one income. You have to. It should be your duty to have more than one income. You know, you can't you can't get comfortable with just one. The one of anything is a bad position to be in. One income, one car, one shoes, one woman. One of anything is a bad thing. Bad position to be in. It just doesn't work. One kid. I can go on and on. You know, so you have to empower yourself. You have to try to stay at least 2 to 5 steps ahead of the game, like I always say. You know, and when you do that, when you do this, you're bringing value, more than enough value, to the relationship. So it's gonna make it hard for a woman to leave. Now, if she leaves, Hopefully the other guy is better, but I doubt it. That's usually how that works. See, when you fall off, you know, women can be cold because if you broke your leg or you lost your contract, you lost the deal, or whatever, a lot of women can be cold. They're ready to bail out on you. A lot of women can be cold when it comes to that. I know, you know, a lot of women. He lost his job. She ready to bail out on him. It happens. But in a lot of those relationships, you got to keep in mind, those women weren't really down with those guys in the first place. He just happened to come along at the right time and kind of gave her an offer she couldn't refuse, and she just settled. So a lot of those women that leave drastically when something happens, they kind of settled with those guys. A woman that actually wanted to be with a guy and didn't have to settle, it's going to be very difficult for a woman to leave. It's going to take a lot for a woman to leave that guy that she actually wanted to be with, not the guy that she settled with. There's a difference. You know, the guy that I had a woman tell me a long time ago, and this is probably the realest shit one of the realest shit I ever heard. She said, "Hey, I fuck with you because I want to, not because I got to." And I leaned back in my chair, and I thought about that for like a couple seconds. I said, "I get it." She said, "I fuck with you because I want to, not because I got to." That made so much sense to me, and I still respect her up even to this day for saying that. Because most women are not gonna say that. You know. So hey, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you think below. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.